Here's something that might surprise you. The Social Security rule changes you've been hearing about. And some of what's out there is flat out wrong. And the confusion could really cost you a lot. So, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down some critical Social Security updates involving identity verification deadlines, who's affected, and what you really need to do, especially with the rules shifting from March 31st to April 14th. And don't worry, we're cutting straight through the noise with calm, verified, and CPA informed guidance. So if you're new here and you want to get straight to the facts without any stress and want to be able to get more updates, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It'll help you keep you informed, safe, and ahead of the curve. So let's get into it. So let's start off with what actually triggered all this. So the Social Security Administration originally set March 31st, 2025 as a date where nearly all benefit applicants would have to verify their identity either through online or an in-person verification process. So no more phone verification. And the shift was designed to prevent fraud. And in theory, it does make sense, but in practice, it really caused a lot of pushback. Why? Because a lot of people, especially seniors, those in rural areas, or individuals with disabilities, rely on their phone as their only way to interact with the SSA. So the idea of cutting off that option created some real panic. So after an advocacy group and politicians raised their voices, the SSA responded. And now the new rollout date is going to be April 14th, 2025. But listen to this, not everyone is going to be treated the same under this new rule. So if you're applying for any of the following as it relates to this, so it's going to be Medicare, for instance. We also have supplemental security income, SSI, Social Security Disability Insurance. You're in luck, right? You could still be able to use the phone to be able to verify your identity even after April 14th. And this is crucial, and here's why. These groups often include some of our most vulnerable citizens. So taking away the option for a phone could actually leave many of them without a clear path to be able to access their benefits. So thankfully, that's not happening for those groups. But now, here's where things get a little bit more complicated. So if you're applying for retirement benefits, if you're applying for survivor benefits, some other auxiliary type of benefits like those for spouses or dependent children, you will now have to verify your identity in person or online using tools like login.gov or ID Me starting April 14th. And here's the catch. This rule also applies if you're just trying to update your direct deposit information. And that means if your bank account changes or your old account is closed, you can't simply just call SSA anymore. You will have to go online or visit an office in person. And the bottom line is this: no more phone call or no more updates for these types of actions. So why is the SSA doing this now? So according to the acting commissioner, this is all about being able to modernize and also be able to prevent fraud. But there's more going on behind the scenes. So the SSA has actually been struggling with massive staff shortages. They've been having tech system issues, training delays. Some employees haven't even been fully briefed on these new rules. And to make matters even worse, the Department of Government Efficiency, now led by Elon Musk under Trump's directive, is pushing agencies to downsize and streamline, even if it means cutting contractors and support staff. So here's what most people don't understand. A change that looks simple on paper could actually turn into chaos if the systems and the staffing aren't already in order and in place. So when chaos hits, guess what? Scammers start to move in. All right. So there's already been fake emails circulating, pretending to be from the SSA, asking people to verify their identity through phishing links. And this will surprise you. The emails actually look very real. But if it's not coming from at ssa.gov address, then it's not going to be legit. So never click on links from suspicious sources. If you ever have any doubts about that, you want to make sure you go directly to ssa.gov or call them directly using the number on the official site, not from an email or a text message. So what can you do today? So step number one, you want to make sure you go ahead and create a My Social Security account at ssa.gov if you haven't already. It's secure and it gives you control and helps you monitor and be able to identify any changes to your benefits or your profile. Step number 2, if you're applying for retirement, survivor, or spousal benefits, or need to be able to change your bank information, you want to start planning now for how you'll verify your identity after April 14th. Step number 3, if you're helping a parent or a friend, you want to make sure they know what's changing. So just knowing that phone access still exists for Medicare and disability could actually ease a lot of their stress and worries. And now here's a bonus update that you'll probably want to know as well. So for 2025, the COLA, which is the cost of living adjustment, is now 2.5%, which bumps the average monthly Social Security check by around $50. Also, the Social Security Fairness Act just eliminated the windfall elimination provision, also known as WEP, and the government pension offset GPO for public employees like teachers and some federal workers. So that means some people will finally get full benefits that they were previously denied. So if that is you, or you know someone, you could actually be owed back pay dating back to January 1st of 2024. So that means additional money for you or someone that you may know that is going to be impacted by these changes. So first, let's talk about the timeline. So the original start date for the new identification rules was for March 31st, 2025. That's when SSA initially planned to stop allowing the phone verifications for most benefit applications. But after the major public pushback, they've delayed the rollout to April 14th. So that does give people a little bit more breathing room, but it's still coming fast. Second thing you need to know, right, about who's going to be allowed to be able to use the phone. So remember, if you're applying for Medicare, Social Security disability insurance, or supplemental security income, you could actually be able to complete your identity verification over the phone. So you don't have to log into any online portals. You don't have to visit an SSA office. And this is going to be a critical win for people who rely on that kind of access, and something many people still don't even realize. And third, who has to verify in person or online. So the update on this is that if you are applying for retirement benefits, survivor benefits, or any auxiliary benefits like spousal or dependent child care, you'll need to be required to be able to verify your identity through login.gov, ID Me, or physically going into the Social Security office. All right. And the phone verification would no longer be accepted for those people in those groups starting April 14th of 2025. So remember, if you fall into any of those groups or you're helping someone who does, it's time to go ahead and get familiar with these online tools before the rush. Fourth, direct deposit changes are also going to be affected by this as well. So here's something that's catching people off guard. If you need to update your direct deposit information, for example, you change banks or your account was closed, you cannot do that over the phone anymore. So again, after April 14th, the only way to change that information where your benefits are going to be deposited is going to be online using the login.gov or ID Me, or in person as well. So here's the trick. Even if you're not applying for the new benefits, a small change like this could still bring you under some of the new rules. And like I mentioned, the scams are on the rise. So scammers are taking advantage of people's confusion right now. They've been sending out emails, fake text messages. So you just want to be vigilant and make sure that you are hearing from official sources such as ssa.gov, right? So just want to give you all that quick update there. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, share this video with someone you know who could benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.